Hello everyone, Saturn here with a challenge to all you experts. People who have thousands of hours in Stellaris. You guys understand defensive platforms inside and out. You know if they're worth it, how do you build them, where do you place them. For new players, this is going to be a great resource as well, because this is going to be up-to-date information about defensive platforms and how we should be using them. Before we get into the discussion about defensive platforms, you need to understand starbases, and beginner players may not know. You have a starbase cap for your civilization or your species, and you can see that up top where I'm pointing now. Depending on your edicts, depending on your tech and different things, your starbase capacity will grow. Going over it, you can see here I'm over it by 2. There's a 50% increase in upkeep, which is something you want to stay away from. So quickly, how do you find your starbases? Well, on the right hand side in the outliner, you have your list of starbases. You can double click on them, and this is where there's a tab and you'll see your defensive platforms. The higher your starbase, which is here, you can get these in different tech. To increase the size of your starbases will mean you also get a bigger cap of defensive platforms. Right here you can see I have 0 out of 9, but on this one I have up to 14 because it's a different size starbase. It's a citadel. Enough with the basics. Let's get into the meat of this conversation. Let's talk. I want the experts to tell me, are defensive platforms worth it? I have a fleet here that's worth about 45,000 military power. When I go to my starbase, again, not one that's completely maxed out. It's at a citadel. It doesn't have all the defensive platforms, but it's sitting at around roughly, let's see, I think it was 19,000 military power. So the cost of all of this, each platform costing a bunch of alloys, costing motes and gas and crystals, is it worth it in a battle to have this? You know, is this really going to make a difference? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know, new players, do you guys build these? Is it worth it? All right, for argument's sake, let's say defensive platforms are totally worth it. Well, how do you design them? What's the best way? Well, you can go to the ship designer, and what I've heard, and again, I don't know if this is the best, so this is why I want to hear it down in the comments down below, is that you create 2 different defensive platforms. One where you focus more maybe on your lasers and your gauze cannons, and then another one where you have more of your hangar stations and you have your strike craft. Is this the best way to do it? We're also using shields over armor. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. Does this make sense? Is this the best way to use defensive platform? Should we even have more of a mix? Should I have another one here? Especially I saw later on, there's defensive platforms where you can have Titan weapons on here, such as the ion cannons. Is this worth it? Let me know down in the comments below. So once you get your defensive platform design all squared away, where do you place the defensive platforms, or where do you place your starbases? The experts got to tell me. Is it really where there's choke points on the border of your civilization? Do you do it for each of your planets, wherever you have your starbases? Do you build defensive platforms everywhere? When I was playing, I tend to only do it where I thought it was militarily made the most sense. But is it smart to do it everywhere? That way, if you do get invaded, you can actually protect yourself. So that's one of the questions out to the experts. What are you doing as a beginner? Are you guys even bothering with defensive platforms? Did you even know that they exist? Well, I hope this video sparks that conversation about defensive platforms. I want the experts to tell me, hey, what am I doing wrong? Put it down in the comments below. For beginners, maybe you guys got questions. Again, ask them. Feel free, join the Discord. I have a whole channel there just for Stellaris. Feel free to put all the information, all the questions that you guys want in there. I stream 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/Saturn. As always,
for the swarm.